going on, guys? It is the Poke King back with another banger. We're deck profiling. You see that right there? You see that? We're going to be deck profiling the second place 2026 Toronto Regional Raging Bolt EX deck. This surprised everybody. If I gave somebody $1 million and said, hey, you need to choose a deck that would be in the top 8, not even the top 8, but the top 16, the top 32, no one would have said Raging Bolt, and you would have lost that $1 million, and so would have I. We're going to take a look at this deck profile, dive in, let's get into the deck profile. Starting off, we're going to be playing 2 Raging Bolt EX. Of course, it's a Raging Bolt deck. You have to play this. It's been a while since we've seen this Pokemon on the screen, but has an amazing first attack, burst, roar, discard your hand and draw 6. You're only ever using this if your hand is trash. We're basically going to be using it for Bellowing Thunder. For lightning and a fighting energy, you discard as many energies, basic energies, from your Pokemon, and it does 70 damage times the amount of energies discarded. So Raging Bolt allows us to take big knockouts with all of the stage 2 decks, and especially with the megas, because people are going to be playing Mega Kangaskhan and decks like that, Mega Absol. Raging Bolt can allow you to take easy knockouts, so I think it's primed, to be able to do that, and that's why we have the Raging Bolt there. We're playing 2 Teal Mask Ogerpon EX. We actually can take knockouts on Mega Absol with this card. It also allows us to knock out Charizard EX, so it sets up the deck really nice. Being able to draw through the deck using Teal Dance, absolutely important. So 2 Teal Mask, and once again, normally you would play 3, but because of some of the tech cards that were being played in the deck, we absolutely, once again, want to make sure we max out consistency. So we're dropping down to 1 Teal Mask, but we're gaining a Wellspring Ogerpon. One of the hard things for Raging Bolt to do is go up against single prize attackers. Wellspring allows us to take knockouts, but it also gives this deck a versatility to pivot. We can use Sob to soften up bigger Pokemon, like let's say for example the Mega Kangaskhan, forcing out the pennies, or just Pokemon that natural, for example like Latias EX, that most decks can't attack with. Wellspring allows us to slow the game down or speed it up with the single prize decks, like Alakazam, Ethan's I said Cyndaquil, what is Cyndaquil, but Ethan's Typhlosion. Wellspring just once again gives more versatility to the deck. We also play 1 Mew EX, Restart, really good card, and we can also use Geno hacking where you can get some pretty cool plays there. So Mew EX, so versatile. It's one of the best EXs that we've gotten honestly throughout the entire history of Pokemon. We're rounding up with 1 Sandy Shocks EX. 1, you can attack with it, so you could do 200. So once again, this is very good against, Mega Kangaskhan only needing 3 energies to attack. But the ability, you guys don't know what to do, Magnetic Absorption. Once during your turn, if your opponent has 4 or fewer prize cards remaining, you may attach a basic fighting energy card from your discard pile to this Pokemon. Because we're going to have a big bench, this allows us to accelerate energy. So it just is a really cool card to use with Sandy Shocks. And speaking of Mega Kangaskhan EX, yes, we are playing 1 Mega Kangaskhan EX. This kind of acts as like the Squawkabilly of the deck. So there is no Squawkabilly EX, which actually surprised me. Mega Kangaskhan is the card we're going to be using to draw cards. I like it because especially when you draw Squawkabilly late game, it does nothing for you unless you're going to really use the attack. But if I'm going to give up prize cards, I want you to have to go through the full 300 HP, and Mega Kangaskhan with Latias allows us to pivot and retreat. So Mega Kangaskhan is a really, really good card. Of course, I mentioned we do play a Latias to allow for all the Pokemon pretty much we're playing besides the Noctowl are free retreat. So with Latias, obviously it makes it the free retreat. So Latias, really good support Pokemon. And of course, 1 Pheasant Skippity EX. I'll say this in my grave, this is one of the best draw support Pokemon that Pokemon has ever printed. Of course, we're playing 3 Hoot Hoot, which is very standard. Just note that we are playing the 70 HP, and then we're playing 3 Noctowl. Obviously, most decks used to play the 3-4, but 3-3 just for consistency wise. Finn Rotom, one of the best cards ever to be printed, I think, in the format. This allows for that versatility, getting some Hoot Hoots, getting some Noctowl set up, and it also searches out Ditto. We're playing one Ditto. Transformative start is awesome. Acts as like that fifth nest ball. Getting out any basic Pokemon that you want. All right, sorry for the interruption in the video, but please go down and like the video because I need all the help that I can get to at least get some bits of money to be able to buy the baby Raging Bolt. You should be playing this one right here that I'm going to be pointing above my head. That is the Raging Bolt, the baby one that you want to play. So let's get back to the video. Next up, we're playing for Crispin. Crispin allows us to attach all the different types of energies in this deck, which allows us to once again fuel the Wellspring, the Sandy Shocks. We're going to play 3 Professor Sada's Vitality, 1 Turo, great way to reset that Mega Kangaskhan with any damage on it, but also to pick up our Noctowls to reuse them on other Hoot. So really nice there. And then for the last supporter, we play 1 Boss's Order. You know, if we take a knockout early on a Mega Kangaskhan and they have to bench a second one, we want to get that easy knockout. We're going to play 4 Ultra Ball. Yes, we want to get energies into the discard pile and we want to churn through the deck. So 4 Ultra Ball, also being able to search out the Noctowls are super important. Consistency, a lot of basics. So we're playing Nest Ball, searches out a basic Pokemon. So Nest Ball is really nice in this deck. We are playing 2 Earthen Vessels. Normally the deck would play 3 to 4. We're playing 2 just because once again, we're going to be turboing through the deck as fast as possible. 2 Night Stretchers, being able to get back, you know, grass energy to Teal Dance, getting back that water energy to recycle the Wellspring, really important. So I do like the 2 Night Stretchers in this deck. There's no super odds. Glass Trumpet, remember, we're taking big knockouts on Mega Kangaskhan, Charizard EXs, Dragapult. So using Glass Trumpet to get 2 free energies on the board, that's 140 damage. So this deck takes huge knockouts. So I see why it did so well. Glass Trumpet, really nice. And then we're going to play an energy switch with the ability of the Glass Trumpet. Allows us to get off once again those Sandy Shock attacks pretty quick. Allows us to attack with Wellspring so much faster with the combination of the Glass Trumpet. So this is a really nice little tech right there. And then we round it off with one of the best A specs ever, Prime Catcher, another boss option, another way to unstall a Pokemon that may get stuck in our active, especially if Latias is knocked out or prized. And then we're wrapping up with 1 Vitality Band. That extra 10 damage does matter in some situations. It once again allows even things like Wellspring Ogerpon to take a knockout on a Bidoof, which is pretty cool and important there. It also allows us to knock out Charmanders. The new Phantasmal Flame has given us, it's an 80 HP, you Fan Rotom, Energy, Vitality Band, Stadium, that's 80 damage, and that knocks out those Charmanders. So really important to have the Vitality in the deck. 1 Artisan searches out the extra Hoot or the Fan Rotom or the Ditto. So, you know, we do like that, and the baby Raging Bolt. And then we're going to play 2 Area Zero, allows us to go wide, but the benefit once again allows us to have enough Pokemon to Glass Trumpet, get the setup. So you need 2 Area Zero. Normally we'd play 3, but we're playing an Artisan for consistency. Energies, this deck plays a ton, so we're just going to go over them pretty quick. 5 Grass Energies, that's all you need right there. We got 3 Lightning, 3 Fire, and hope you don't ever prize this because then you're not attacking with Wellspring for the second attack, but 1 Water Energy. All right, guys, so that was the second place Raging Bolt EX deck profile for the 2026 Toronto Regional. Everyone is super shocked that this deck was doing well and also made it to the finals, and it was close to winning. It was 1-1. Unfortunately, they did lose, but I tuned into the stream, was like, wait, Raging Bolt, what? I see why the deck did so well. The benefit, if you're locals, if a lot of people, you know, my locals right now, they play a lot of Mega Kangaskhan EX. So guess what gets over that? Raging Bolt. This deck hooks it. You know what to do. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, become part of the Poke Kingdom, and your king. Peace.